Hey guys, it's Nate, aka TheFutAccountant. Welcome back to the channel. Right when we thought we'd be onto something great to start FC26, EA have other ideas. We've got more Player of the Month voting and news FC26 related to discuss today, but it's not really good. Plus, a little bit of FC25 content because EA's not done yet, I guess, and hopefully that means a big SP catch-up as we only have 2 weeks left of the season, and none of us want to keep playing this game. We're ready for FC26. If you guys are excited for the video, drop a thumbs up on it. And of course, subscribe if you are new. We're going to talk a little more about some other FC26 news in the video today too. Not just the Player of the Month stuff. There was an EA employee that actually talked about the release dates of the game, which is very helpful to add on to some extra information because there's a lot of rumors out there swirling that PC players get on the game early, and there is actually some truth to that. We'll look at that later. But first of all, Player of the Month voting is out. Of course, we looked at La Liga, and in yesterday's video, we were super excited for the Prem vote to start because we were very anticipatory of a Premier League Player of the Month SBC because we've had so many great ones to start off the years and Ultimate Teams of past. Now, for the votes that are out with the Premier League, it is the exact leaked nominees that we do have: Calafiori, Ekitike, Jack Grealish, Gehi, Soboslai Semenyo, Joao Pedro, and Erling Haaland. Looking at these in-depth stats, I still think Joao Pedro and Jack Grealish are the front runners. I would say that actually Calafiori has a good shot as well. If you take a look as a defender, he's got 2 assists, 1 goal, and 2 clean sheets. Actually, I think he has a chance at winning this award as well, but I'm going to have to go with Pedro still would be my guess to be the winner of this. Now, with this Premier League vote that was released yesterday, we also had the surprise release of the Serie A vote. This includes Christensen, McTominay, Nico Paz, Matisse Sule, Marcus Thuram, and Kenan Yildiz. Now, looking at these stats here, it looks like Marcus Thuram would have the most goals and assists out of every player here. He would have the odds-on chance to win this award as well. Now, this is where things get unfortunate because at the very bottom of the La Liga vote, remember we saw this: the Player of the Month winner will not receive an item in-game in FC26. It says the same thing below both the Premier League and the Serie A votes, that no Premier League player and no Serie A player is going to get a Player of the Month card in FC26. The dreaded caption exists, which is just so frustrating, man. Like, EA's kind of ruining the fun already with this because we love the Player of the Month SBCs. Like we talked about yesterday, there's been some great ones in previous years. Even the Haaland SBC yesterday, as we were live on stream, I was asking people in the chat, how many of you crafted the Haaland? And they were like, you know what? Since it was out for a month, there was a decent number of people that did that. And that was actually a decent SBC card for them that they could craft over time, because that's a good thing sometimes about Player of the Months, is that they're usually released for a month's time. So it's just unfortunate that now both of these have the little caveat here at the bottom that there's not going to be an SBC for either of them. That's really interesting to me. Really intriguing that we're not getting an SBC for either of these two leagues who we thought we maybe would get because we had a Player of the Month for them last year, with that expectation being there. So I don't know what EA has planned elsewise or elsewhere to kind of make up for that, or if they're just going to resume with the Player of the Month SBCs in October for whoever ends up being the September Player of the Month. But of course, there still could be that chance, guys, because like we talked about yesterday, Marcus Thuram, who could win it again this year in August, won it last year and still ended up getting an SBC. And I was reminded by Unique Riggers on Twitter yesterday that this even happened a couple of months ago in April. On the Player of the Month website, it said this exact same wordage at the bottom, that the Player of the Month winner will not receive a special in-game card. And what happened? Schlotterbeck got a Player of the Month card. EA tweeted it out after their website said that he wouldn't be getting it. So we're disappointed, but we're still holding on to maybe this much of hope, because it's still possible that one of these cards could be getting an SBC, the winner of both the Prem and the Serie A. So again, the way that I said it on stream was, I say 90% chance that there's no SBC, 10% chance that there would be. So I guess now we are not expecting an SBC. If there is one, we will just be very happily surprised. But it's unfortunate because we start to get excited about something, we see the potential, and then it's just kind of taken all away from us just like that. Now, I want to talk a little bit more about FC26. As we mentioned, there's been a lot of conversation around the release dates for console versus PC. Xbox PlayStation, all that sort of thing. This is in the EA forums, right? You maybe saw this screenshot floating around the interwebs recently. EA Pulsar, a community manager in the forums, said, just to clarify the release times, PC users will get the game all at the same time at midnight New Zealand time on the 19th of September, which is actually the 18th for most PC users. This is the release time you see on the checkout during the purchase. So 12 a.m. New Zealand time, I believe, is like 8 a.m. Eastern. I think it's 1 p.m. UK time. So do the math, whatever time zone you're in. It's 12 a.m. New Zealand time on September 19th, which actually is the 18th for a lot of people because most of the world is behind New Zealand in terms of time. So that is kind of a earlier release than most people will be getting on via the console. For console players, it's a rolling release at 12 a.m. local time on the 19th in every country. Of course, that's how it usually goes with console games. That's just how the console store works, I guess. Maybe the PC can do it that way. I'm not exactly sure how that works, but that's why you have people on Xbox changing the location to New Zealand so that they can, once it becomes New Zealand midnight time, get on the game early. So the whole New Zealand thing on Xbox is still going to work. I do not believe that works on PlayStation, but that is how the rolling release is going to work on console, and that for PC users is a little bit of an advantage. But like, to be honest, if you're like, Nate, that's terrible, PC gets on before us guys on the console or whatever side you're on, they're on a different market. Like the PC market, console market are completely separate. So it's not going to be that big of a deal, to be completely honest. It's just if you're on PC, you get, a couple hours of extra time on the game. And once everybody gets on the game, all that information becomes trivial anyway, and it's in a number of hours. So I just wanted to reiterate that and talk about that today because that's something a lot of people are discussing right now on the interwebs related to FC26. Now, speaking of other FC26 news, we've got the Pepsi packs coming back. Hey, you know that the news lines are a little bit thin when we're talking about this right now, but this is actually something that's pretty intriguing because last year it was something where you had to buy Pepsi, you had to get the code off of the bottle, which evidently the codes are already on the bottles. Here's a couple screenshots on Twitter of somebody showing a Pepsi bottle with FC26 rewards on it, and I do believe that these are in specific countries. Last year, this was in specific countries as well, but as somebody who's in the United States, I was actually still able to redeem one of these codes, even though the USA wasn't one of the countries that it was supposed to work in. On the actual redemption code Pepsi website, I just said that my location was the UK, which is where the code from the bottle came from, and then it worked. It was super easy to do that. So if you care that much about it, go out, look for I think it's a Pepsi Max. I'm not a big soda guy myself, but yeah, it looks like this is a Pepsi Max bottle here in this picture. So maybe if you see one at the old gas station, you could be a rat and you could screenshot the code and not actually purchase the drink. But yay, I didn't give you that idea. That's been around for a long time. So that's the situation going on there with the Pepsi packs. Evidently, you can only do 2 per account. 1 pack per bottle, and there's max 2 per account. So it's a pack, which might be a 7.5K pack, something small, and then a kit or a couple of kits as well, maybe a TIFO, some sort of like, add-on stuff in game. That's all that we would expect to see there. Now, some other EA news. Yesterday, EA tweeted probably one of the most funny videos I've seen them tweet in a while. Meet Zlatan FC, where even the manager is Zlatan. So you go down the team sheet here, you see Zlatan goalkeeper, you see Zlatan again. Every player in the club is Zlatan. Everybody on the bench is Zlatan, and the manager is Zlatan as well. This looks like a career mode mod, literally from an EA post, to be completely honest. But that was kind of a funny one from yesterday. They said the club is Zlatan, the club is yours. Imagine playing against a full team of Zlatans in like the Squad Battles featured match. That would even be hilarious. So I don't know if there's anything to come with that. That'd be hilarious. Funny, obviously not realistic, but pretty funny. That's one thing they tweeted yesterday. The last thing we have to mention related to FC26 is this pack code. This pack code looks like it's maybe related to FC26, but I don't know because it's mentioning tests. There's a 100 players gold pack. There's an essential footies test. Footies, that's long gone, right? We're in preseason now. A guarantee pack test that says Trailblazers, and then an 84 by 5. So when you look at this, you're like, hold on a minute, 84 by 5. that's one of the packs that we get for completing the season in FC25. Could that be an FC26 pack that they're adding to the code? It could potentially be. I don't know why these are labeled as test. Maybe EA's adding packs to the code to see if we notice as the leaker community. Maybe they're trying to figure out something with that, or they're adding packs into their game right now and they're testing it on the back end before it's released. Who knows? Some people were taking this tweet about these pack codes and tweeting them out, and they're saying, Trailblazers is confirmed in FC26. I mean, it's maybe a little bit of a stretch at the moment, but I think one thing that's a little interesting here is the IDs. It looks like all these IDs start at like 20,000 even. Maybe just sort of a nerdy thing there to notice the numbers, but maybe that is the start of FC26 pack code, kind of a nice even break at 20,000 and moving up. So really, that's all the FC26 news that we do have. The play of the month disappointment is the main thing for sure, but we stay waiting for more real concrete evidence and news about more stuff coming from FC26. Like from EA, they've just released little bits and pieces. We've said it every single video this week, little bits and pieces here and there. We need something concrete, something fun, exciting, like keep building the hype for FC26. Like the game is, there's already a lot of hype there from what they've already released, but like keep it going, like keep adding into it, you know? So that's all the FC26 stuff that we have to talk about today. Really quickly, I want to talk about FC25 because it looks like it's kind of a promo Friday today. I thought last week was going to be the last promo Friday, but EA said, hold up, wait a minute. These cards are only in packs for a week. And as you can see here on the screen, that this batch of re-release is ending today at content. So what's next? Are they going to finally add in Road to the Final cards? What even is EA going to change related to this preseason re-release? I guess it's going to be Team 4 today. Literally, the Road to the Final cards are, and the Portuguese Nations winner cards are like the only things that are not in packs right now. And some of the women's 99s that most of us already have from the Gritty Cup. Anyway, I don't really expect to be opening a lot more packs unless they put in, more Road to the Finals, and I'll try to pack Sun and Udogi a little bit more, even though I spent 1.5 million coins buying those two cards because they're extinct on the market, and I just paid the price for it, max price. But nonetheless, we do have some more 99 rated transfer cards. A lot of United fans have been looking for a Mateus Cunha, and here he is. SBC or Objective, he's got 299 stats. We've looked at this one. We mentioned it yesterday. I would have to imagine this would come today. A promo Friday, Manchester United transfer right there for Cunha. Frimpong as well. Very likely he would be today, either an SBC or Objective. Also has the 99 pace and 99 dribble. This is a new one. Thomas Muller is coming as a 99 rated cam with shooting and passing being maxed out with 98 pace, 97 dribble on his card there. So definitely a lot to look out for today in terms of the 99s. We still have the Gittins card that's coming as an SBC as well for Chelsea fans there. So that is basically it for the leaks that we have in terms of the 99s. Again, it's the pre-season re-release that we're interested in today. I think the campaign pick maybe expires as well. There'll probably be a new re-release of that today as well. So it is a promo Friday in that sense where there should be a decent amount of like new content or refreshed content. But really what matters the most is SP. And I know yesterday we had an SP refresh if you guys missed out. The weekly objectives refreshed in here, the daily objectives refreshed, and then, of course, like all of your manager and player objectives in here refreshed as well. If you really want to pull off the seasonal objectives here, you can play 25 matches in your player career and get yourself 200 SP. I would only try to go that far if you feel like you're way behind. Like maybe if you're level 15 or lower and you're trying to make a run at level 40. That's the only reason that I would think you would want to go after these objectives here. Other than that, just do like the weekly. That's really easy to complete, and that gives you a decent chunk of SP there. I am level 30 now, so we only have 10 levels to go. But for those of us that are all around different levels, what hopefully we get today is a SP catch-up, like a real big, like 10,000 SP objective. That's a huge boost because there's 2 weeks left in the season, and there's no way that EA are going to make us press and have to actually put in a whole lot of effort to finish off the season, right? Please don't, EA. It's the end here. This should be easy, okay? We should be getting, like, literally just drop an objective, a preseason objective that gives like 30,000 SP, like something ridiculously crazy that means everybody can complete the season pass. Do not make this 84 by 5 pack that we're all kind of last gasp chasing, playing a little bit of FC25 here. Do not make it hard. So that's the hope, is that we get a preseason SP chase or some sort of objective today that just gives out a big amount of SP to catch up, whether you are behind, whether you're not behind, and just want to finish it off. There are people that are getting level 40. If you take a look at Footbin, one of the most popular cards right now, or at least it was, not what I'm looking at this moment, but I've seen De Bruyne as the top of Footbin a lot recently because he is now, of course, eligible to be achieved. A lot of people have gotten level 40. They've gotten the KDB, and people are claiming that card, checking the stats out and stuff like that on Footbin and looking him up. So that's why you're seeing him on the Footbin popular page, even though he isn't right at the moment. Guys, we're getting so close to 26. Every day that goes by, we're getting so close. And I'm so much more ready to be talking about 26. I mean, we could talk about trading, we could talk about market, we could talk about some of the early stuff, but I don't want to talk about that stuff too early because there still could be information and things that we learn in the next couple of days, the next week, that could change how we view the web app stages of the game. Sure, a lot of the stuff that we look at each and every year is the same in terms of how to start the game, but this year there's probably going to be more than ever that's different. If some of the things like instead of choosing a nation when you log on, you're choosing a league, choosing different SBCs to do at the start of the game. It looks like the foundation SBCs are changing. It's not the, hybrid leagues and hybrid nations and league and nation hybrid. If we go off of the leagues from the beta, those were not there. They were different SBCs. So some of that stuff is going to be a big change this year, but it's, that's coming very soon. That's coming very, very soon. I just don't want to start putting out content on that and then have something change and be like, well, there goes that. You know what I'm saying? So we will start to incorporate more of those videos. The videos I wanted to get out first were definitely stuff about the ratings, because now a lot of people are building concept squads out there on the different places where there's leaked databases and stuff like that. There's squad builders out there. So absolutely have at it with that. I'm starting to look at some of those and I'm wondering like, yo, how much is this dude going to cost? Like how much is this 85 Due going to cost this year with his big upgrade? He's got the PSG links. His stats look good. He's got a lot of alternate positions. How much is that card going to cost, though, is my real question. He's even got the 5-star skills and the 4-star weak foot. Really good reactions for an 85 rated card. Great stats all around, but like how much? You know what I'm saying? So it's sort of that sort of thing that I'm really starting to wonder. But I don't want to, get into the weeds too deep yet until we're like truly there and ready for that. I just packed John Stones. Is he more than 10K or 12,000 coins? He is a whopping 78K. No dip. Let's freaking go, man. Hey, a little bit of coins here in the month of September. All right, guys, I've yapped enough. It's been Nate, TheFutAccountant. I will see you guys in a stream today. We'll see what EA have for us on a Friday of FC25. Definitely the last one. And we'll get into FC26 stuff really, really soon. Love you guys. Thanks for watching the videos. As always, I will see you in the stream today. It's been Nate, TheFutAccountant. Peace out.